Today's episode is sponsored by the 2023 Rhode Island Business Summit, presented by Stella Business Concepts on September 21st at the Event Factory in Warwick, Rhode Island. Join us to connect with B2B vendors, amazing networking opportunities, and guest speakers like Patricia Raskin, who will talk to you about podcasting for your business, leadership with Mary Sullivan, or customer retention with me, Erica Sacosio, and more. We have panelists, and we also have a very fun, amazing lunch and learn with Rhode Island comic Poppy Champlin. Tickets are on sale now. Visit our website at www.stellabusinessconcepts.com. See you there. Hi guys, it's Erica Sacosio here with Practical Biz Podcast. I am super excited to have a guest today who is a mom. She is an entrepreneur in her own right, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about her entrepreneurial journey and working with a multi-level marketing company. We know that lots of times they get the bad rap, but in my advice, in my opinion, I think it is a great option for somebody who isn't 100% sure if entrepreneurship is for them and they wanted to really just try it out, get a feel without as much of a commitment as it normally takes to start your own business from the ground up. So let's welcome my guest today. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much for this first and foremost. My name is Aimee, and I am with College Street, which some of you guys may have heard about. It is 100% nail polish in dry strip form. It's kind of like Manny on the go. And I started this roughly almost 3 years ago. I had loved the product for over a year and was using it. Decided to kind of take the plunge and kind of brought in, be able to sell this. Because my friends would see me wearing it, I would talk so much about it that it just kind of made sense. I am a mom of four, busy, and I work in the field of intellectual developmental disabilities. So the IDD world is my heart and soul. So I do that full time,
That's
and
awesome.
then I kind of sling dry nail polish on the side.
Okay, wow. So I didn't know that about you. So tell us a little bit about that.
Perfect. Yeah. So, in the gist of it, it is literally your bottle of nail polish in a dry strip form that you can apply on the go. It is no tools needed. You use your own fingers to do it. And there's no dry time, no smudging, and you just take it off with regular nail polish remover. You don't need to wrap it in any way or like chisel it off or something.
Yeah.
They last between 10 and 14 days or longer. Depends on how long you want to keep them on. These I just put on today, but the ones I had before had 15 days.
Yeah.
And we have regular season catalogs, and then we also do holidays. So we have Christmas and Thanksgiving. Valentine's is out right now, and kind of change of the seasons, fall, spring, summer.
So you said you were a mom of four, so it would make sense why you would love that product, right?
Absolutely.
Nobody has time for the nails to dry.
I don't.
So I want to talk a little bit today about the pros and cons of multi-level marketing. So one, you do get to be your own boss. So tell me a little bit about what does that look like for you?
So it really looks like that it literally can fit into my life. I don't have to make my life fit into it.
Okay.
So I can, while I'm at the grocery store or at work or anywhere else, really, people notice my nails and they, wow, your nails are really nice. And of course I say, thank you. And then I go into my kind of like, you won't believe this, it's dry nail polish, and go with that spiel. So I can work it while I'm doing my regular things. Also, I'm able to have a community on Facebook, my VIP group, where I have people come into it if they're customers, if they're referred by their friends, and I can post there and kind of have fun outside of the regular world without like the politics and the drama. And we really build a community of rapport and relationship. It's not just selling nail polish. It's more of like we come there and we joke and we have fun. And then on the side of it, it's like, hey, guess what? A launch is happening. People are like, oh, great.
Yeah.
And From my phone. You know, I don't have to have a big old briefcase walking around with me.
Sure.
I can post from my phone. My virtual office is on my phone.
So it gives you a lot of flexibility.
Tons of flexibility.
Lots of flexibility, yeah.
And I'm not tied down to a 9 to 5 or a certain amount of hours. I can do it as I please.
Right.
So say if Monday morning I don't have time to do anything with it, I can put it on the back burner.
Right.
And take care of my kids and get to work and carry on my day.
Yeah. So, have you created a team? Do you have a team of salespeople under you?
I do actually.
Okay.
Right now I have between 5 or 6.
Okay.
And they started, they're my friends and they were customers and they fell in love with the product so much that they decided, hey, you want to know what? I talk about this all the time. I might as well start talking about it and then earning the commission that is with it and be able to know about the launches and all these great things happening before our customers hear about it. So we get a kind of a first-hand look as stylists when things are happening that our customers don't have yet. So we get behind the scenes, and people want that too. They want to know when Valentine's is coming out. They want to know when something's launching. They want to know when the commission plan is changing for the better.
Yep.
And you have that little bump up because you're a stylist, and they're like, "Ooh, I like this." And then you also get free product on top of it. So.
Yeah. So lots of reasons.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a lot of similarities with multi-level marketing and those who are starting their own. So most people who start their own business, they do it around something they're passionate about. You clearly are very excited about the products, right? Yeah, it's something because like you said, you used them for a long time.
I did.
Before you decided, I'm going to sell this. And I think that that's probably one of the keys to being successful in a multi-level marketing. Not looking at what's going to make me the most money or, what's the newest trend or fad,
right.
But finding products that you really do believe in that you can, one, testimonial, and two, talk your experiences to other people about, the products. Yeah. And I'm sure there's probably some products, colors, designs that you like better than others. So that will give you that relatability to the customer, because if every product is just the best, then none of them the best, right? So it's, I felt like this part of the line was great. This could be a little bit better. And so because you use that product and you really believe in it, it makes it very easy for you to sell organically and authentically. And I think that is the key to sales, right? Because you don't feel like it's sales. Like you said, if you're in the grocery store and somebody says, "Oh, I love your nails," which happens to me all the time. I love your nails, and I'm always like, yeah, refer them to my lady, at the nail salon. But busy mom, it's very easy to me to see why that would be an attractive thing, because I work with 250 moms and 45 women on my team as well, that not everybody has time. So I can see the value in that. The other thing I think that could be a benefit for those of you who are doing multi-level marketing is you didn't have to design a website,
right,
or the marketing, right? That was done at a very high level at a very, very large corporation that was able to put a lot of money, time, development into what is the brand, what is the logo, what are the colors, what are the feel, right? You don't have to do that. Where when you're starting your own business from the ground up, you have to know that. You have to know how to do marketing.
Yes.
You have to know how to put systems in place. You have to figure out shipping. You have to figure out pricing. You have to figure out profit lines, where this is all done for you when you're in a multi-level marketing business, right? Tell me, working from home, the pros and cons. There's got to be some cons.
So there's definitely some cons, obviously. It is, even though it's simple at your fingertips, there is that, you always feel that juggle of time, no matter what you do.
Absolutely.
And you really have to hold yourself accountable to either making a block of time that you designate to College Street.
Oh, there she is. She's spitting facts right now. Say it again. Say it again.
Designate a time block to your business.
Yeah.
For me, when I'm at home, it's often kind of like in the later hours. I'm not talking about 12, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, sure.
I'm talking 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
When the kids are settled down, or the older kids are up in their room and they're like settling down, and we're watching TV, maybe it's that relaxed time. I can kind of say, okay, what did I miss? Catch up with comments, messages, stuff like that. But knowing that myself, I need to say, okay, I got this block and I'm going to give that block. My customers also know that I've made myself not so instantly available. Because guess what? If I do that, they're going to get this impression that they can't do this, because if I'm always available, they might say to themselves, well, I can't always be available. I can't do what she does. So I make sure that they know,
Yep.
like,
So you set some boundaries.
I set
Yep.
some limits and boundaries. And that also helps, because then they don't have that wrong impression.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like a con/pro. So often when I kind of go live on Facebook, I have to do it like upstairs. I do have a little like semi-office downstairs, but the kids are upstairs. So
Yeah.
where would I be?
Right.
Upstairs. If I'm going on live and doing a manual talking to something, it starts off, and of course my daughter comes over and she's in there. But the flip side of that, because you're kind of like, oh gosh, like I just want to do this. But then the flip side of that, to be a pro, is she's wicked cute. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
That helps.
So she comes on, and then people are like, oh, what's so-and-so doing today? And
Yeah.
she's talking, and
Yep.
sometimes she even does her own nails on it with me. So it turns out to be kind of like oh, mommy's working, but then also kind of like, oh, they're
Yeah.
loving this. And that's what the most thing I love about it, like Color Street and this kind of thing, is it's family. Like, I don't have to be, oh, I'm just this businesswoman, I don't have a home life.
Right.
I bring my children in. They
Yeah.
all know. I talk about their like antics and their stories, and
Yeah.
I ask for advice, and it's just like, it's really building a relationship.
Yeah.
And like you had said before, it is when you focus not on sales and you focus on community and friendships, that's where all the magic happens.
Oh, you're telling me.
And that's where I focus on.
Yeah.
I don't just spit out, these are $14, but
Yeah.
It's that, hey, you're
Yeah.
looking for this. Remember your daughter has a prom coming up. She has this dress. Oh, guess what just came out? That building, and talking about regular stuff instead of just dry nail
Yeah,
polish.
absolutely.
Because as fascinating as it is,
Right.
that's not who I am.
Sure.
Like, I want to build that
Well, and
relationship.
that's why you're successful. I mean, that's clearly, I just met you today and 14 minutes ago, and I can tell that's why you're successful. So, good for you that you acknowledge so many important business facts. Like, you have to be accountable, you have to be accessible, you have to put those boundaries in, you have to, make sure that you also had said, create your own space to run your business, even if it's a home-based business. So at the end of the day, it's still a business. So being organized, having a plan in place. And then, of course, our families are the most important thing of anything in the whole wide world. So, of course, including them and being part of it.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, how inspiring is that to your daughter to see their mom in that role of being a good community leader, or somebody who helps other moms with the real things, right? The
Yeah.
real things in life. So I just felt like I wanted to just share a little bit about why multi-level marketing could be the right choice for someone. It does have all the same hard work as starting from the ground up, but it does have some advantages as well. I mean, at the end of the day, I guess, all the sweat equity you put into it isn't yours in that way, as far as if you wanted to exit out.
Right.
So I guess that is a con, but at the same time, you also don't have to take the risk or the investment that other people do, right? So you can make all the upside of the income.
Yeah.
You can have all the upside of having people working for you,
Yeah.
with you,
Yeah.
on the side of you. That didn't come out right. Generating you money. So while you go on vacation, you're still generating income, but being able to spend time with your family.
Absolutely.
So I see a lot of upside for somebody who has another job, a family, or don't want to have that huge capital investment to start. But it also gives you those skills. Do you feel like you've built a lot of skills, it already sounds like it, or traits that you need if you decided in 10 years from now you wanted to open a company of your own? And I know your husband is working on that with your son.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of those things in place already that maybe you hop in that and all 4 of you, 5 of you, 7 of you go, right?
Yeah.
I definitely could see that for you guys. And you talked about free products. So that's always nice. So you also save some money there, right? Is there anything that you feel like is a con that, that I didn't bring up?
Not really. Just the biggest pro to me is having almost like this walking business that just brings so many people together. Because once you apply that sample, is what we call twosies, it's like magic happens. Some people are so hesitant on it, like, oh, no. And if I can, and I hate to say convince, but if I can talk them into just like, let me just show you, it's like the eyes light up. They're like, wait a minute, what? Wait, hold on. And then it's just, and that brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
Seeing them realize, oh my gosh, like you just put that on and it's dry. I can touch it. I can do things. And I often, when I'm like, I do vendor events and stuff like that, so often I'm like, yeah, I literally, when I was doing this, and I wasn't a stylist at the point, but I had a new baby when I was a customer, and it was so great because I was in the middle of doing my nails and he woke up from a nap and I wasn't like, and I didn't have to go,
right.
I'd be like, oh, I got this.
Yeah.
And settled him, did whatever I needed, changed a diaper even.
Yeah.
Fed him whatever, settled him down to his rock or whatever, and I could come back.
Yeah.
And there was no harm or foul. Animals, they don't knock over the nail polish, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a wide list of pros.
Okay.
But my biggest one is just, having people know, trust, and like me. And I think that really sets this apart, is that you can build that and they come looking for you.
Yeah. And that's every business. That's every business.
Absolutely.
People only want to do business if they know, they like, they trust you.
Yes.
They feel that the product is what you say it is, you deliver. So let's talk really quick about the cons. So the rejection level is really high. As soon as you start to say multi-level marketing, because let's face it, there have been some not great multi-level companies, but there's also some companies that aren't multi-level that also weren't great, right? So I think, to me, it's exactly the same. And the news and the media spins things the way that they like to spin them. So I think that, maybe they should find a few more stories of, successful people who had great experiences, which is why I said, this was a great fit. I think, too, like any business, time and consistency, right? So you have to kind of get over that fear of rejection.
Yes.
Right? So was that something you had, or you just were just like, I didn't really care, and you just kept asking? Like, how did that play out?
So yes, I often find that too, because we're able to do parties, and this is how some of ours, we generate the income, we generate new customers.
Yeah.
And you're always going to have that one person who kind of is like, oh no,
Yeah.
I get my nails done. I tried other companies before that have similar products.
Yeah.
With me, I don't take it to heart. All I can do is and then educate or continue on, and then down the line, even I might just say, hey, can I just send you a free sample?
Yeah.
And if you try, you try it. If you don't, you don't. But it's worth a shot, right?
Yep.
Often, with our new expansion into products from just not dry nail polish, we can then segue into, okay, so I understand that. And I can kind of jump into, but I bet you have someone who likes hand lotion or needs some cuticle care,
Yeah. So those are very transferable skills, too, that you can use all the way around, right? So I think that sounds like you figured out a way to just not take it personal and to continue to go with it. So what is your biggest accomplishment?
I would say my biggest accomplishment is actually with Color Street. I have earned 2 all-inclusive paid-for trips. I can't say that I went on them because I have a huge anxiety of being away from people that I know. So that did hold me back, but that's okay. But what I hold on to is that I earned it.
Yeah.
And that's what's so important to me.
Yep.
Does it stink that I couldn't go? On my own accord, of course, but I also feel so proud of myself.
Yeah.
One was for Punta Cana and then Riviera Maya in New Mexico. And what that needed to be was a certain amount of PV, so sales.
Yeah.
Adding to your team and helping them build their teams.
Yeah.
And so for me, those are my biggest accomplishments. I was so proud. And out of however many stylists, the last shipped only 800 of them, and I was one of the 800.
Wow, that is
it.
great.
So,
Yeah. Well, congratulations
thank
to you.
you so much.
You should be proud of that.
I am. I'm so proud.
You,
Whether or not I got on the plane or not, it doesn't matter. I earned that. I put that work in,
Yeah.
and I was recognized, and I'm so proud of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Very good.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, if there was one piece of advice that you could give to, I don't want to just say women, mostly women listen to our channel, but somebody thinking about maybe going into business for themselves or doing multi-level marketing, what would one piece of advice you would give them?
So especially gearing towards the multi-level marketing, I would definitely suggest to them to talk to a friend who already does it. Because if the friend who is in it for the right reasons, and they can kind of tell that, they're going to be able to tell them all the ins and outs and be real with them, as opposed to if you just kind of look it up on Google. I would say ask those questions that you think may not be the ones that you should ask, because you're the one who's going to take the risk jumping in if you don't ask those questions that you don't think you should have asked, right?
Yeah.
And give it a try. Like just try it.
Yep.
With this, for the most part, the buy-in is usually semi-lower.
Yeah.
And you get less risk if you just have to be like,
Yeah,
it's
if you're
not
not
for me.
100% sure. Yeah.
As opposed, like you said, with a business,
Yeah.
all those things, they take time, they take money,
Yeah.
and it could be years and years, and then you realize, so something.
Don't
like
minimize
this,
what you do. Yours
Yeah.
also takes time
It
and
does,
money,
it
but not
does.
as much for sure. But it's still the
Exactly.
same amount of hard work.
Yeah,
Right? Still the same amount of hard
absolutely.
work. And I also wanted to say I appreciate you getting outside of your comfort zone and being on our show.
Thank
I know
you.
that was, like, oh, I'm a little bit nervous, but you did great. So tell folks where they can find out how to connect with you. Look at the.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to alistnailswithaimee.com, and it's AIMEE, I have a link tree, and you can either request a free sample, you can see the application process, the link to buy is on there also, and if you ever are thinking of joining, there's some information on there also.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
thank
being on our
you.
show. I appreciate it. And thank you for tuning in to Practical Biz Podcast. If you like this content, please subscribe. The button right there. We'll wait. Thank you. Also, leave us a comment below. We're so glad that you tuned in today. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Are you a business owner? Are ready to get your startup? Well, start it. Have a burning question you'd like us to answer? Want to know more about the services we offer? Or register for upcoming workshops and events? Looking to book a guest speaker? Or would like to be a guest on the Practical Biz podcast? Visit our website at stellabusinessconcepts.com.